got that.
Yeah, we're happening.
Got directionals. Hey.
Another one of these days of talking on toilets.
Yes.
That's good.
It's a Sunday affair.
That's right. After the St. Patrick's Day affairs, nothing like going into an Irish bar that smells like pasta water. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Keeping it steamy.
Yeah. Listening to stupid people talk, that's always fun.
You mean the award-winning chef that we met?
Oh, yeah, that one. Whew. The American Indian Lithuanian celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Who her claim to fame was she could do voices. There's a bunch of stuff she was...
Because she heard them in her head a lot.
That's right.
Yeah. A lot of practice.
So she could do voices. She could cook. There was something else in there, too.
She did magic.
Magic. Yeah.
Yep.
Whew. That's a tough gene pool out there.
Oh, she's got all that going on. That's a catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what, though. I don't know what you're going to catch.
Yeah.
There was talk of a vagina on her clothes.
That's right.
Her crest, her family crest was a vagina. That was on there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot to take in. That was 15 minutes of white knuckle ride.
Yeah, I'm glad I couldn't hear too much of it.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah.
But she was coherent enough to know that I was making fun of her, which was interesting.
Uh-huh.
That, because there was something I forget. There were so many ones that got past her. I forget.
She was getting hammered, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's out there, bro. 50s. In your 50s. Oof.
I don't think she was in her 50s, though.
No?
No.
40s?
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
I mean...
What are you going to do?
Me? Nothing.
Nothing.
Just laugh.
Yeah.
Dude, I got one for you.
Go ahead.
When you take a picture these days, like your camera phone, is it really a picture? Or is it fake? Like, I'll tell you why. I'm going to go with my record of half-truths. I think it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
That the Samsung phone, I don't know, have you ever seen the ads for Samsung? They claim that when you take a picture of the moon, it helps take the picture of the moon, it enhances it.
Okay.
It's in their advertising. Well, it turns out they just take an AI version of the moon and swap yours out.
Oh, no kidding.
So, are you really taking a picture anymore? Or if you take a picture of yourself from Instagram and all those filters and all that, you take a picture anymore?
So they have AI of me?
Probably. Well, they take you and then you put a filter on it. It changes you, right? It's not you anymore.
I guess.
I mean, some of the ones that are like way mega filters.
Yeah.
Right. No? Is it still a photo?
Yeah, it's still a photo.
I don't think so. It's a
Because
lie.
I don't think they're all AI.
I don't know, but
I just don't think you could take a picture of the moon with a camera. It's too far away.
I agree, but the new...
You ever try to take a picture of a sunset or something?
Yeah.
It looks like shit compared to what you see in real life.
Because the AI. So it's not a picture anymore. Because nobody puts out crummy pictures anymore.
On those.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple won't let you... Like, you can't... You have to use a third-party app on an Apple to take a picture without their built-in filters. Like, if you want to take your phone, take a picture of a birthday cake or whatever,
Right.
Apple's doing some kind of mumbo-jumbo in the back.
Yeah, to
So
make them look nice, to compete with the other people who are also doing the same shit.
Right. So
Yeah.
nobody's taking a picture anymore. Everybody's taking a simulation of a picture.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's not like, Andy Leibovitz,
But they're cutting out the post.
people doing it.
Yeah. Touching it up themselves.
Right. And you think it's just because they don't want the rep of having a shitty looking picture from their phone?
Yeah, of course, that'll spread like wildfire. Like the new whatever phone it is, the camera sucks.
Okay.
Because they're looking at the photos from the other one that has the phony AI.
You got to go with photos. 'Cause they're not photos.
Okay.
They're just they're digital drawings now.
All right.
That's my opinion.
There you go.
That's what happens.
So they have to compete, so they have to lie. Yeah, run with the lie.
but we don't have to.
You have to.
We have to be able
It's
to.
corporations.
We have
They
to lose the lie. To get
Oh,
away
boy.
from the lie.
The truth. We need truth.
Yes. You need to be weird looking and you need to be slightly blurry.
Right.
I mean, it's my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't have everything can't be perfect.
No.
Like I said, everybody that filters himself on Instagram and like you
Yeah, they
saw
do.
you saw a true form of a crazy person on St. Patrick's Day.
No
Now, Matt-
filter.
right.
Yeah.
That's how life should be.
Dude.
Some no filters.
Her man. That was fucking scary.
Yeah, she was leathery. She looked like a catcher.
Not in that Rob Halford way.
No. She was leathery like in a tanned hide way.
Yeah.
Like she spent some time on the plains hunting in the hot Florida sun.
Yeah.
The kicker,
She had a thicker mustache than you do.
oh yeah. she was a character. And she had a hell of a voice. Oh,
Yeah.
I love my niece.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Wow. See, you could move that breath that way.
Was it kicking?
It was the camels, whatever she's smoking. You move the cool smoke that way. It was pretty bad.
Oof.
Did you hear the line from her? The line that made it worth all wild was when she brought up that they were all Native American, half Native American, half Lithuanian,
Right.
and that they're from their tribes were from North Carolina. There was a couple tribes, and that even she had a Spanish last name. She had to buy her freedom from the cartel. I was like, what? Like,
She watches too much TV.
she said
She's like smashing storylines together.
she had said that she had a Spanish last name,
Mm-hmm.
which made her susceptible, and had to pay her way out of the cartel. I was, what?
In North Carolina,
Yeah.
they just came across the border to get her because she had a Spanish last name. They picked her out of the whatever 20 million folks.
Well, this week, take a few drive-bys that bar and see if she's on the corner of that bar. Get the rest of that story.
Oh boy, no thanks.
But that's no filter. That's perfect.
Yeah, you like that better?
I do. I think
better?
it's great.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? You see those the posts that all the ladies do, and there's the ones that are obviously filtered.
Oh God, yeah.
Like they look like they've been touched up with a cloud. Like everything's like
Yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy looking.
It has no depth. Like there's no ridges. There's no lines.
Yeah, it just looks so unreal. Like you obviously don't look like that. And then you scroll two photos past, and you're like, "Whoa, there's reality."
Yeah, every once in a
There
while.
it is.
There was one chick.
How do you look younger 10 years later?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
It's like, well, I don't have any work done, no, but you can't walk around with that screen in front of your face the whole time.
Maybe they should do that.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Every person you met, they're just holding up like an iPad.
Instead of the eyes wide shut mask.
Yeah, you're like,
Just the
like
iPad.
this is what I look like. This is how you met me. This is what I look like. This is what you met. This is what I look like. But there's people that do it. I even saw something a lady did it to her kid, like her daughter. Like you're talking about like an 8-year-old kid. Why are you filtering pictures of your 8-year-old kid to look?
All right, the photo, not the kid.
No, yeah. She's
All right.
actually filtering the kid.
I was like, I thought she had Botox or something on the kid. Like,
Not yet, but I mean,
probably, right?
yeah.
Sick lady.
That's got to be, yeah, there's got to be something in your brain that you're going to Photoshop your kids. You're right.
Fucking like looking over my shoulder talking to you. It's
You
weird.
don't want to get jumped
No, I just want to look.
at me?
Yeah, I'm
All
talking to you, so.
You're right. Might as well look at me.
Yeah, kind of.
I got you. So, I mean, like, how do you, like, fucking, I don't even understand why you would want to Photoshop a child. Like, kids are just kids. They're awkward. They're weird looking. Let them be weird looking until it's time to not be weird looking. No.
People are vain. They're
Ye-
crazy.
I know, but what is that going to get you?
Nowhere.
You see how cute her kid is? But she's a monster. I mean,
More
like,
likes, dude.
is it worth it?
Of course it is. Get your kid surgery,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, just we're gonna fix a few things on her. She's still 12. Well, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's too late by then. You got to get them while they're young,
It's over.
so they grow into that.
Do you think people are doing that because they want to? That's their 401k. See if I can make my money off my kid.
No,
Like I used to see that.
I don't think they have enough intelligence to think of that.
I used to see that at the driving range, and I'm sure it happens with baseball and all that stuff. Like these parents, like these fathers, are like,
Oh yeah, they want to raise a Tiger Woods.
right,
Yeah, sure.
It's your 401k.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
nurture this kid. Meanwhile, your kid's got a snowball's chance in hell to be a baseball player or a football player, right? I mean,
Right. Yeah.
the gene pool is huge, and then it's down to a puddle by the time they pick them.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
right.
I don't get it. Let them do it. They'll have a natural ability. You'll see it. Your kid's 6'5" in sixth grade, you'll see it.
Right.
But I mean, forcing it, not going to work.
But you got to start them young anyway. They got to do something.
Well, yeah,
Might
you
as well.
give them something to do, but then you'll watch them take the interest, right? You'll watch them. It'll consume them. You know what I mean? Like with anything, with guitar, piano.
I don't know. If I could go back, I'd probably wish I could steer my kids towards something.
Yeah.
Because they don't do shit.
And do you think steering them would turn the light switch on, where they would get over?
Well, even if it didn't, they'd at least have a skill, right?
Sure. It could be useful, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, like making your kid get piano lessons or whatever.
right.
And have them do it. Even if they hated it, they'd still know how to play piano.
You think? I think it would still be in there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my kid play piano in years.
Okay.
That
How
was
long
it-
did she play?
She played from like fourth grade.
2.
High school. Kind of tapered off in
Okay.
high school.
She must have had something.
For a little while. I
Okay.
mean, but I saw the point. Like, you see somebody's intelligence, and their intelligence is high, right? You know, kid's not a dummy. She's smart. And you can see, okay, well, this is the rudimentary part of piano. And you can see it, like, here's the piano, the challenge of piano, and her intelligence is still here.
Right.
It's when it gets to here that becomes, well, are you going to commit? And then she was part of a Russian conservatory. So they're strict.
Mm-hmm.
Those teachers are strict as hell.
Right.
You know, you don't want lessons from me. I mean, I don't know, you know, but that's fine. I get it. You don't want lessons from me. You don't want lessons from your mom. You don't want lessons from anybody else that you know. So you go to this strangers and they take a shine to you because you're doing so well. But now you're at the point where your intelligence and your skill are now met. And the next level is you have to put in the work. And that's
Right.
where it stopped. There's too much work.
There you go.
But we didn't force it. You know what I mean? You don't foster it. You see, okay, you have the liking, you have a like for it, you're interested in it. Okay, let's see how it goes. And then the kid is going to eventually be the one that gets consumed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're going to practice without you telling them. They're going to do their due diligence without you telling them. That's where the break even comes in, right? Where you're like, oh, well. But
Yeah.
those,
See, I was the other way. I would put multiple hours into practicing. I just never got better. It just plateaued. I was like, fuck, I suck still.
well, you just got to keep going. But then you do it for fun, right? You start doing it for fun. You start,
No,
no,
do anything for fun.
I don't bowl for fun. Bowling's a competition, but you can do things for fun.
I guess.
They're not fun.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
No.
I didn't have an ounce of fun today on the golf course losing.
No.
I didn't have an ounce of fun.
And you're out in the cold.
Right.
Like, I don't get that.
But we had whiskey and Irish coffee.
All right. Well,
and that makes
that's
it-
fun.
There's a point like where it used to consume us, right? And now it doesn't consume us. So now it's just
To compete against each other.
right. Like we still compete against each other, but the practice part to be better than the next guy.
Do you guys bet like whoever loses has to buy drinks or something?
Well, we bet per 6 holes, a couple bucks.
Okay.
Whoever scores the best in 6 holes, they win $5. Not a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, you win certain part threes, you get a couple bucks. Just keeps it interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's more about the friendship or whatever, because you don't see
Yeah.
your friends that you grew up with that often. So you play every week, and you just kind of you're going about your business. Do you want to beat them? Hell yeah. But I don't want to beat them bad enough, where I'm going to go spend next 3 days next week practicing.
Maybe your daughter needed dueling pianos.
Not this again.
And then then she would have had a buddy to play along
Right.
with.
And I think, and sometimes I think her piano playing came at the wrong time, the right time, but the wrong time. Like, if I was playing piano, when I was playing guitar in 6th grade, 7th grade, I would find people to be in a band. They didn't do that at her age. It's whatever year 6th grade was for her.
Yeah.
Like 2010. I don't know. Kids
they don't even play with each other anymore.
Right. I was glad this week.
I mean,
Right.
like anything, like go out in the middle of the street and play kickball or
Right.
whatever. Kids don't do that anymore.
This week was the first week I've seen that
Oh yeah.
in years. Yeah, me and Elise were taking the dogs out for a walk around the neighborhood. Turned this corner, and my dog just started seizing up because he saw a ball.
Yeah.
He loves balls.
Sure.
He loves all kinds of balls. Little balls, people's balls.
Yeah. Cars driving by.
Oh, yeah.
Anything moving.
Anything round.
Yeah.
It's your ass.
Round cars.
Well, the wheels are round. The cars aren't round. It's not the Jetsons.
Eggmobile.
Yeah, it's the Jetsons.
Right.
It's the saucers.
Fucking. Didn't Mork have one of those?
He had an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have them, but didn't they use them in Clockwork Orange? Weren't those egg chairs? Or those chairs, those think chairs where they look like eggs? They put their head in them?
Could be.
And perpetuate the lie.
Okay.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
The truth's out there. But we turned the corner, and the dog was like all excited. And I looked, and there was like half a dozen kids playing soccer in the street.
That's cool.
I was amazed. I was like, holy crap. This isn't organized sports. It's a bunch of kids, no phones. Like, no one's like on their phone kicking the soccer ball. They were actually engaged.
Right.
I was like, wow. And then as we walked further, there was some league stuff like at a park, like another half a mile away. But they weren't part of it.
Right.
And I was like, this is awesome. Because that's the other thing. Then these parents organize these sports. And I don't know if the kids like the sports or if it's for the lost youth of the dad who's the coach. You know what I mean? I want you to play football because I played football. And
I'm sure there's some of that, but I think a lot of it's just let's give the kids something to do so we can have some time off.
right. But they sit there anyway and watch,
Sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chatting between parents at
Right.
those things.
A lot of yelling, too. That's the other side.
Yeah, there's that.
You want to hear yelling?
I've seen some wackadoo parents.
Oh, there's tons. But you got to see, I don't know if we still have there's got to be videos of it, of Lisa. Like, Shauna was on a swim team, yelling. And this shrieking yell of motivation. It wasn't like,
Yeah, but you can't hear shit. Your head's underwater.
But Lisa yells at a weird fever pitch that just cut through everybody. I was like,
Yeah,
I've known you my whole life. Where'd that come from?
I know somebody like that.
It was like, there's one tape somewhere in our house where the kids, because they were all like, I don't know, 5th graders, they all jump in the water and they come up like little submarines and they start fucking rowing, right? They start paddling.
Right.
And I hear Lisa, go! And I'm like, holy shit. It's going to hear me on tape. She's winning. My kid's winning. This kid never wins.
Nice.
I was like, that's all you hear.
It was the yelling. It was the motivation.
I don't know what it was. Or it was the other kids that were
Yeah.
swimming in circles when she was swimming in a straight line.
Their eardrums were blown out.
Yeah. I couldn't hear for 2 days, but she won.
That's cool. Very nice.
But it's just funny because I'm like, we have nothing vested in this. Like, meaning like, we know you're not going to be Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Or whoever the women's equivalent is of Michael Phelps, right? We know you're not doing that. Go out there and have fun. I don't care if you come in last. You know what I mean? Like, but there are a lot of parents.
Is he tall for swimmers, or are they all tall?
I don't know, but
he could basically reach halfway across the pool.
he's got a big wingspan. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the underbite though. That sucks up a lot of water.
Flipper feet.
Yeah,
Get high and smoke. Get high and swim all day.
but the underbite,
I've never seen it.
I think it takes in a lot of water.
Maybe he's like one of those angler fishes. Oh no, they have the other thing, right?
Yeah. No, the underbite.
Yeah.
But they still suck up. I mean, they never say they're fast, though. They're just tricky, right? With the light, they're just tricky. But I would imagine swimming, and if your mouth's open too much, you're going to be taken in as much as you're getting out.
Maybe.
I thought we were designed so the water comes drinking it up, slowing you down.
Maybe it deflects off of that.
See?
It's like the front of a ship. You
No,
see
but
it
those
parting the waves.
Those are pointed though.
Okay.
This is more like a golf cart, the thing that gets the balls off the driving range. So I think you're sucking them all out. I think you're sucking in water.
Maybe.
I'll tell you what, though. We one time looked at this because Lisa likes to swim. We looked at one of his. They have a spa with his name on it. It's like one of his training spas.
Okay.
And it has like a jet engine in it. So it's like, say it's a 40-foot spa. And
If the kids are swimming too slow, they kick that on and push them across the pool?
Yeah. Well, but you're in like a picture of a really long hot tub.
Yeah.
So it's 40 feet. There's a hot tub on one end, and then the Michael Phelps swim spa on the other end. And at the end of it, it's like a turbine. Pushes water, right? So one day, she's like, I want to go check this Michael Phelps spa out. There's a spa show at like one of the convention centers. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. We'll go check it out. They're $100,000. I'm not buying this thing, but all right, we'll go check it out. She's like, well, they're half price at the thing. Still not buying a $50,000 hot tub, but okay. So I'm not even paying much.
Wait, a hot tub or a pool or the fan thing?
This thing.
Okay.
This Michael Phelps swim spa. Like I said, it's got the jet engine, and you swim against current.
I thought when you said he had a spa, like it was a building that you went to.
No, this is an actual machine.
Oh, all right.
It's like a hot tub.
Okay, it's like one of those pools that you swim and a current goes against you.
Right, but unlike all those you have to be locked in with like a strap.
Okay.
You have a waistband on, and you're hooked to the sides.
Okay.
His is not because he swims so strong. They just have this gigantic fan on the one end of the pool. 40 foot, 25 feet, I don't know how long it is, and then they had a hot tub on the end. So you could just hang out if you don't want to swim. So I'm not paying attention. We get in the car, we get to the place, right? And we're walking around, seeing some hot tubs, whatever. We get to the spot where they have the Michael Phelps thing, right? And we're talking to the salesman. Salesman's giving me the spiel. He's giving me his pitch. Oh, yeah, and if you buy this one, it's a lot cheaper, Unbeknownst to me, she's gone. Lisa's gone. Comes out of the ladies' room in a swimming. What's going on? Oh, I called ahead. They said I could try it out. Really? We're in swimming. We're in this convention hall full of people looking at hot tubs, right? I hear splash. So me and the guy are on the side of the spa, and she's swimming, and she's practicing breaststrokes and stuff, and water's going everywhere. And I'm like, flies swimming. And she's like, this isn't too bad. He goes, let me put it on Michael Phelps mode. He hits the button. I see her take 2 swims and go,
yeah, of
throw
course.
it across the pool. She's like, whoa. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to spa out.
Yeah, why is the guy putting on Michael Phelps?
Yeah, right. Look at you.
Him?
You ain't Michael Phelps.
Yeah,
You
what
ain't
the
even
fuck?
half his height.
Exactly.
But I'm like, that's a guy who that was his whole life, right? Committed to that his whole life. Probably his parents,
Right.
I don't think he was forced. You know what I mean? Tiger Woods might be another story. He might have been forced into, and then it took over because he was
Probably
brainwashed into nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Probably why he has all the problems now.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking. I don't know. So
Hey, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
right. I
You know.
mean, look, it worked for Michael Jackson for a while, right? Joe
Sure.
put the hammer down,
Yeah.
and then it went horribly wrong. But for those young years, yeah, those formidable years.
But
he was fine.
sometimes that makes the person who they are. Like Evander Holyfield talks about how he used to get, I guess they call it caning. In the South. Where he's from.
it was with the switch.
Like, the switch.
Yeah.
He used to get that all the time, and that turned him into a boxer, right? A badass one. Legend.
Right.
So,
Could you imagine that? Getting hit with a switch? Like you have to go pick out your own little stick from the backyard for your mom to hit you
we didn't
with
have
it?
to. The belt was already in the closet.
Right.
You didn't have to pick it out. We didn't get a choice.
Yeah. But
Do you want the black one or the brown one today?
Right. But
Yeah.
I don't understand, unless it was more psychologically damaging having to make your kid go pick out a stick to get hit with.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a psychological factor.
Yeah.
And if you pick a little one or something, they're going to...
Yeah.
Nah. Give that guy get the good one.
Yeah.
Just for your grandma or your mom to smack the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably better than the belt. I don't know.
It's all the same.
But that made him into the fighter he was.
Right.
Nice that he didn't make him into a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But but he wasn't forced into fighting, right?
I don't know how he got
right.
into it.
But who knows that part, right?
Yeah.
Like some kids who play football, were they forced into play? Not forced is a rough word, but encouraged that this is the only thing to do.
Yeah, because I think in some places that's all you got. Right.
So you can either stay home or you can go play football like everybody else.
Well, you could either probably deal drugs or get into sports.
Certain neighborhoods, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Otherwise, you got nothing.
But a lot of problem with the guys who come out of
or
those.
You're going to work at the fucking factory, the
right.
local, whatever it is.
A lot of times those guys that come out of those neighborhoods, so they stay in that neighborhood. You know what I mean? They stay in that mindset.
You are who you are.
Right, but.
Right. That's why they go broke after they get rich. They don't know how to work money, and they're just buying stupid shit, trying to be flashy.
Hanging out with the friends because
same old. Yeah.
You know, it's like.
That's how I lost all my money.
Growing up, professional athlete, just threw it all away.
No, just. Oh man, my head's fucking fucked up tonight.
I'm waiting for the pulse. It's like, dunk, dunk, dunk.
Can you see it?
It's getting there.
Does it look like that woman fighter's head?
You start looking like Ming the Merciless. Scanners.
Let's hope these allergy meds kick in soon.
It's all right.
All right. So, speaking of half-truths, I wanted to go over some things that we got incorrect from the last episode.
That's all. That's not a lot.
Cutting a hole inside someone's head isn't called trepidation or whatever we said it was. It's called trepanation.
Okay.
Or trepanning.
Okay.
The Robin Williams movie where he sees people's memories. It's called The Final Cut.
Right.
Which, after thinking about it, it's basically just a movie about a guy watching TV.
Oh, yeah.
And editing TV.
He's editing TV. That's his whole job.
There's nothing else to the movie. He's got no superpowers or nothing.
No,
it's just bullshit.
Yeah. Sammy
Davis Jr. did have a glass eye, but Sandy Duncan did not.
Right. That's the SD thing.
Yes, they both had eye surgeries, but Sandy actually has her real eyes.
But they both are SD. Sandy Duncan, Sammy Davis. That's why. I think that's why the myth exists.
I wonder if they have the middle initial T.
They do?
They should.
STD.
Yeah. There are many Coppolas.
Okay.
Obviously, Sophia Coppola, but she's an actual Coppola.
Right.
Nick Cage, Talia Shire.
Who?
Talia Shire.
Who's that?
She was, what's her name in Rocky?
Oh.
Adrian.
Oh, I didn't know her name.
And her son, Jason Schwartzman.
Is also a Coppola.
He's also a Coppola.
That's a lot of nepotism.
There you go.
For one family.
The Cave is not a Bob Dylan song.
It should be.
Mumford & Sons played with Bob Dylan at the 2011 Grammys, but they played Maggie's Farm.
Damn it.
Many people have played Dylan covers, and he's written a lot of songs for other people. One of the most famous covers is Green Day doing Like a Rolling Stone.
Right, but somebody else had to do that too, right? Didn't somebody else do like a Rolling Stone?
I don't know.
Green Day.
I'm sure.
Wait a minute. Green Day is more famous than Hendrix All Along the Watchtower?
Well,
that one's probably the biggest.
Probably.
Knocking on Heaven's Door. Guns N' Roses. That was pretty big.
Yeah, and I think the Stones did one too. I can't remember which one they did, but
Satisfaction? No.
Yeah, but like Adele did one. And,
oh, yeah, they don't matter. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right. Okay.
Christina Aguilera is not Irish and Puerto Rican.
Who said that one?
I did.
Okay.
She's Ecuadorian on her dad's side, and her mom is German, Irish, Welsh, and Dutch.
That's a. All right.
There you go.
So out of a whole
cleared up the rumors.
Whole hour and a half. That's only a few half truths.
It's only a few.
Yeah, and then one of them was borderline.
Christina.
That was
It was kind of
The first one was
which one?
It was just bad grammar.
True. The trepidation,
whatever. All right, that one was the truth, but it wasn't right.
True.
The Robin Williams thing was true.
We just didn't know the name of the movie.
Right.
And it's a shitty movie.
It was.
Yeah.
Probably a good
Well,
idea.
they're making a movie out of a non-story.
Right.
Yeah, guy watching TV.
But you don't think that could be a good idea? Where a guy, like the premise of that, of having that neural link in your
Could be.
head, recording all that stuff, and then...
I guess. I mean, you saw it. I didn't.
It was terrible.
What made it shitty?
It's boring. The concept...
Was it like a
wasn't-
a thriller? He became like a detective or something?
The end, the thriller came in is that he wasn't supposed to have the chip to make you remember, but he did. That, you know what I mean? Like, because he's supposed to be a witness.
Doesn't seem like much of a spin.
But he was supposed to be a non-witness. Like everybody else, if I was watching your memories, I'd remember your memories. So I'm watching them.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to have not had that chip so that he can see things and forget them.
Mm-hmm.
But he remembered them. And so they had to try to kill him because he had everybody's memories, good, bad. A lot of bad. You know what I mean?
Okay, so he was at least being chased by some
towards
thugs
the end. Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Some lady, I think. I forget that part.
She was mean lady.
Right. I think it was that whole section of Robin Williams that he was trying to get out of being the funny man. Because he did that other weird movie with the pictures. Like he was developing... He worked at the
Walmart Photomat.
Yeah, like a
something. What was
Walmart
that
where he
called?
developed the pictures.
Yeah.
And I think it was that the same movie with the 24 Hours of Darkness? Like, because he was in Alaska? Or is that another movie?
That's got to be something else.
I think so.
No, it was like something.
It was a 24-hour photo or
20.
something?
Yeah, there you go.
We're getting there. We promised we were going to get smart.
We're getting there.
Like, this was a lot quicker.
Fact checking is going to get much better.
Hey, maybe we should.
1 hour photo.
There you go. So not 24-hour, but 1 hour.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, what was the movie? It was...
We were talking about Forrest Gump
Uh-huh.
turning into Philadelphia because he got AIDS
Yeah.
from that wicked bitch, Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
But Philadelphia actually came out 2 years earlier than Forrest Gump.
But the timelines didn't cross over?
I don't know.
Well, there's prequels.
Was he a dummy in Philadelphia?
If you
Does
get...
AIDS make you smart?
Well, no, I mean, it depends on how he got it. It would determine on how smart he was.
There you
If he took precautions and got it, then he was smart. He did his thing. He didn't take precautions and he got it. He
I'm
was
just
a dummy.
saying, if you're Forrest Gump,
Right. Well, he was a water baby or whatever they call it, right? Like he just was not bright or whatever they used to
Right.
call that back then.
and then he turned into Philadelphia guy,
Right.
how'd that happen?
Well,
There had to be something.
he had that pile of income, right, from Apple or whatever. He was like, I bought a stock, and so he had money.
Okay,
So
maybe he got Neuralink.
maybe he was just living his best life in Philadelphia, and
Because that's where all the best lifers are.
maybe he was easily swayed. Hey,
Sure.
come here, let me show you something.
Yeah.
And he fell for it. Next thing you know,
More poison puss.
Denzel's your
Yeah.
lawyer.
Denzel's your lawyer.
Right. See, it all. I don't know if it was a prequel, sequel, but I mean, that could be a good internet rumor to start. That Forrest Gump is the prequel to Philadelphia. I'm sure we could start that.
Sure. 20 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying, I don't know.
it's got legs, I'm sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I thought there was another movie in there where he was like a killer or something, and it was in Alaska, and Al Pacino or somebody was up there, and he wasn't, because he was a New York cop, and he wasn't used to the 24 hours of daylight or darkness.
You want me to
Scroll down a little.
get the whole movie list here?
We don't need all of it, right? But we just need enough of it. Let's see. Lower.
La la la.
Lower.
We need a little bit of Jeopardy music.
Some
while we
girl
do
from
this.
Ipanema. Boom, 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 boom.
Some scrolling music.
Yeah. There's 1 hour photo. It was Insomnia. There it is.
Where's that?
That's 2 up from 1 hour photo. Death to Smoochie and then
Here we go.
Insomnia.
And what's the deal with this?
I thought he was a killer of sorts, and Al Pacino was a Oh, homicide. Okay, from California, but he wasn't used to the daylight because it was in Alaska, so he wasn't used to the 24 hours.
Of daylight.
You're right. It
Okay.
was screwing his brain up. But meanwhile, obviously, Robin Williams was used to it.
Okay.
So yeah, and there's Hilary Swank. What happened to her?
She must be doing stuff.
I guess. Hi, welcome to
I'm sure she's
Talking
doing
on
something.
Toilets. Welcome to Talking on Toilets.
Swank toilets.
IMDb version.
There you go. We should get sponsored by these people.
Yeah, we're using your stuff.
IMDb. Have your people call our people.
Oh, lucky she's doing stuff even up to today.
Yeah, of course. Why would she quit?
I don't know, because,
She's doing some TV stuff.
she made herself a pile of cash.
Sure.
You make a pile of cash, maybe you don't want to work as much, or you don't want to do silly things. You want to do fun things. You want to do things that matter or not matter. I
Not
don't
too
know.
many people do that.
There's got to be some, right?
Some walk away from it, but not a lot of people.
You take a guy like Daniel Day-Lewis, he doesn't take every role, right? He method acts hard, and then he takes off until they get the perfect role for the guy.
I think that's a little different.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Being
well,
selective as opposed to just
when
quitting?
you see people that don't do anything, and then you look at their IMDb and they've done 6 things a year,
Right.
it's because all those things they'll never see the light of day. They're
Well-
always it's like being a guest on somebody's album,
Right.
right? It never.
But they get paid for it, I'm sure.
Sure, it's a paycheck. It's just a
Right.
paycheck. But some people just walk. They're just like, yeah, I'm done.
So you think some of the nonsense movies, they're like,
But they have to marry somebody famous for them to walk
yeah.
because they need that money coming in.
I'm sure you get a lifestyle you're accustomed to.
Yeah.
So let's say you make a crappy movie under the guise it's not going to be released anyway.
It's all a gamble, right? You don't know
Sure.
what's going to hit, but, they hire Hilary Swank or whoever to,
Be in it,
to try to bring some asses in the seats.
minor buzz, minor celebrity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll be like, oh, well, she wouldn't be in it if it was a piece of crap.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
What level of fans does she have? But there's guys who do it. I mean, look at Johnny Depp did a whole bunch of clunkers. Besides the Pirates.
Yeah, but that guy gets paid a lot for each movie, though.
Right. It's weird because he did weird stuff. He was in the weirds, and then all of a
Right.
sudden went mainstream, and then started banging them out.
But even his mainstream is weird.
Some of it, right? Well, he acts weird, but
He doesn't do Richard Gere type of roles. He could do
Right.
leading man type of distinguished gentleman type of stuff, but he doesn't. He does.
yeah, he doesn't do anything like that. You're right.
No, he does weird shit. Even his pirate guy, he's drunk and he's,
True to life, probably.
like a thief and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He probably the character spoke to him.
He didn't have to do a lot of work.
Right. It's not a lot of research if you're a drunk
Yeah, but he
pirate
was
already.
making serious cash on those things. Didn't he own 17 houses or something?
Yeah, he was blowing tons of cash on booze and
$2 million a month or something.
you wouldn't do that?
If I had the money?
Yeah, I think I would too.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
What do I really want?
I don't know. You never know until you had that kind of expendable income.
But he was blowing it on weird.
You don't
Stuff.
think you'd want to set up a shack in different parts of the world so you don't have to.
You could,
Right, but
but
why
you don't
not?
have to buy a house everywhere because then you have to pay for maintenance on it. You have to pay for property managers. You have to pay for people to clean it because he's not cleaning shit, right? So he's
right.
got to have a staff in every house all over the place.
I think it's been a long time since Johnny Depp cleaned anything himself.
Probably never, right? I mean, he's been famous since 21 Jump Street. How old was he then?
Right.
He's probably 19.
It's like Mick Jagger. He probably hasn't done anything human ever, normal human stuff ever.
Mick Jagger probably does it right and lives in hotels
Right. Makes sense.
where you don't have to clean up shit.
Right. But I'm saying those guys have never done anything for themselves ever. Keith Richards probably hasn't done a thing for himself ever. Food shops.
Why would you?
Right. You don't have to.
Right. You got better things to do.
Sure. We've got that kind of money coming in.
Yeah.
But I
I've
mean,
got songs to write.
I guess, well, though, what is the, like you say, they walk away. But if you walk away, you have money. If you have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any actors who probably walked away at the height, right? I think Marlon Brando would have walked away at the height of The Godfather. I'm like, I'm good now.
No, he definitely didn't do that.
No, he did not.
Did not.
But I'm saying, would it have he been set for life? I don't know.
Probably, but he went into cuckoo zone.
Sure.
Right? He was like telling people, I'm not going to do the movie unless you come here to wherever he was, some random country.
It was Dr. Moreau.
I don't know. He just did crazy shit.
But he was in that.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
Yeah.
He had the little guy playing
He was
piano.
the good
with him.
doctor.
Yeah. He had the little friend of his playing piano
Nice.
on his piano. You ever saw the movie?
No.
Really? Ever? Even
No.
the first one?
No. Doesn't. I mean, kind of. I know what it is, but I
Right.
don't remember him in it or
Never interested. No.
really anything too much about it.
Just a good doctor.
He's the good doctor.
But he still sounds like he's the Godfather. So,
Okay.
like, I think his ability to act,
He talks to the animals, right?
he makes people and animals. He makes hybrids.
Oh, what am I thinking of? Who talks to the animals?
Dr. Doolittle. That's a different guy altogether. Wow. You really should watch
Moreau?
yeah, because that's a lot different than Dr. Doolittle.
Okay.
Dr. Doolittle's like, "What's up, squirrel?" And the squirrel's like, "Hey, what's up?" Dr. Doolittle's like, "Here's Betty, squirrel.
Didn't
Have
they
at it."
They remade Doolittle too, right?
Yeah,
With Robert Downey?
No, Eddie Murphy. They made it with Robert Downey, too?
Yeah, I think so.
I know they did it with Eddie Murphy. Wasn't it Jerry Lewis first? To the Google.
Oof. So much going on here.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to
guy's-
Movie Show.
This guy is typing like crazy.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
Do Lyle.
There it was.
No.
I'm sure there's 3 different versions of Dr. Doolittle.
There's got to be, right?
Right. I
This
bet you
doesn't seem
that's
like
probably a remake.
it. No.
Go to the regular Google.
Dr. Do.
There it was.
There's 2.
So that's Eddie Murphy's version.
Okay.
Keep scrolling down now. So there's Dr. Doolittle over there. That's another one. Dr. Doolittle's $1 Million
All right.
Song.
Who am I looking for? Robert?
Downey Jr.
Fucking can't see shit.
Yeah, throw some glasses on. Don't be so proud.
What sucks is I can see far without them, but I can't see close. So I got to keep flipping them up.
I don't remember him being in Dr. Doolittle.
There you go.
It's a new version, 2020.
That's what I'm saying. But they spelled it different.
That looks like Doolittle, like do nothing. Okay, so he redid one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
Okay, I don't remember that.
look, everybody's doing one.
But
So many Doolittles.
that Doolittle is do nothing. I forget the first one. I thought it was Jerry Lewis.
He's talking to the animals, bro.
Or is Jerry Lewis the other one with the flubber?
Yes, he did that, and then Eddie Murphy did it also.
Right. So 1998, who was that version?
67.
Who's that?
Rex Harrison, bro.
Oh, I don't even know. There's a lot of Dr. Doolittles out there
There you go.
talking to the animals. However, though,
Yeah, I'm listening.
back to the original down there, Island of Dr. Moreau.
They redid that bad boy, too.
Yep.
Oh, no, that was him. He was in the... I probably
Right.
saw this one. I probably saw the 77 version.
That one's fun.
There's your, the guy from Logan's Run.
Yep.
That's him, right?
Yep. Q or whatever
So
his name
bad,
is.
that acting. Did you see him falling out of a boat like that?
Mhm. He's not a good actor. He's just a handsome devil back then.
Is he, though? He kind of looks like he got punched a lot.
Maybe he did. Burt Lancaster.
That was Dr.
Dr. Moreau.
And Michael York.
Anyway,
Who's this, Bim? Yeah, whatever.
well,
Not impressed.
look at those Gorilla Man doesn't look nowhere near as the Gorilla Man in the other version. Anyway, Dr. Doolittle was like, "What's up, Gorilla?" And he's like, "What's up, Doc?" And then Dr. Moreau's like, "What's up, Gorilla? Meet Shelly. Go make us a baby."
Meet Shelley.
Or whatever the chick's name is. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm using easy names. So they would make hybrids. His thing was making hybrids,
Okay.
animal people.
Animal and people together. Okay.
Right. So there was like Planet of the Apes type guys and some other weird abnormalities. And I don't even know what his little friend playing piano was.
Not like a chicken with a chimp's ass or something like that.
No.
It wasn't like that.
It might have been in there, but I think it was
Not like
mostly
a South Park thing.
Yeah, no. I think it was mostly people and the animal.
Okay.
So the kind of, but some of it was like horrible, you know. But the problem is that the experiments that have gone wrong are still alive,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when it all goes south. Like, so Dr. Moreau feels like he's trying to help, and he's not. He's, you know,
He's a wackadoo, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why it fits Marlon Brando perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What happened? How did that happen? Do you think he had just got clunked on the head? What?
What happened to Marlon
To,
Brando?
yeah. What happened? Did they ever
I think
just went?
most actors are a little off.
Right. Well, I think most actors, like they say, are a blank slate, right? They're nothing. There's no personality there, and they fill them with a personality. It's just like an empty cup. You know
Yeah, I
what mean?
guess. Yeah, I guess that makes it easier, right?
You're an empty cup. Here's some cherry juice. Now you're a cup of cherries. Act like a cherry.
I mean, I
Okay.
met a few actors that were like
normal.
that had their own personality. But then you meet other ones that you're like,
Were they successful actors that were normal?
yes.
Because I feel like the highly successful ones are just a thing. They're just a thing. Like,
All right, so I met Giovanni Ribisi because the girl I was dating was in a movie with him.
all right, I can only think of that guy in that movie, The Other Sister.
Don't know that.
Oh yeah, he plays the
Other sister?
He plays.
He plows?
He plays
Is
the.
that a slip of the tongue?
He does plow her, but he plays a slow adult,
Okay.
marrying a slow adult.
Okay.
So when I look at him on other movies, I see him in that role.
All right. I got you.
Like Leonardo
It
DiCaprio.
really hit home with you.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I guess that's one way to pull it.
All right.
Like when I look at Leonardo DiCaprio in any movie,
Mm-hmm.
I just see him from Basketball Diaries where he blows a guy in the
Yeah,
bathroom
I
stall.
see what you're saying.
And that's all I see. When I see
Right.
that, I'm like, you're not that cool.
Right.
I saw what you did to that guy in the bathroom.
Or what was that movie he did with Johnny Depp? Where he was like the
Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, there you go.
Damn. Smart juice. This could be wrong. It might need an audit again, but
Yeah.
we should do that every 12 to 13 episodes. We just do an audit of that episode, see if we got anything right. But yeah, I feel they're vessels, and then you fill them, and
Yeah.
then, I mean, at this point, like a guy who's as a depth of an actor as Johnny Depp, maybe deep, or Robert Downey Jr. and all them,
Mhm.
are they just parts of other characters they played to make their personality? Like it wasn't their actual personality. Like Robert Downey Jr. always acted as a smarmy person when he was younger, right? Then he got busted with drugs and all the trouble he was in. He
Right.
came back as Iron Man, who's just a smart,
Basically the same guy.
smarmy rich guy.
Yeah, the same guy.
So has he just created a personality off the personalities he's played?
I kind of feel with the personality that he has.
Like,
Oh, you're saying
did
I
he?
see.
Yeah. Before he took his first role, he had no personality. He had something, right? He had a good look, charm, enough charm. But then as he started filling that vessel, they didn't clean that vessel out every time, and it just kind of layered up.
But if he plays that similar character all the time, maybe that's who he really is.
Maybe.
Because you remember him in Weird Science, he was one of the two douches.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's true.
And then
But there's that typecast.
he was a douche in
Right.
Less Than Zero in a different way.
Right.
Actually, it was kind of same.
He
Right?
was a drug addict.
Even in Back to School,
Mm-hmm. He
he
was
was
a
like
douchebag, right?
a
He was
little douchey.
he was the weird friend, right? The-
Always,
Right.
I'm the oddball guy,
Yeah.
right? There you go.
So I don't know.
Maybe that's who he is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, if you're listening,
Yeah.
tell us who you really are.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and go ahead. So what other actor did you meet besides,
Met Vince Vaughn once.
oh yeah?
Yeah. It was, looked like he just woke up.
We at his house?
No,
You
we're
wake
at a
him up?
bar.
Oh,
We were at a bar in Manhattan.
he was just there hanging.
Yeah, he was hanging out. He was like wearing a Jets jersey. I was like, he's from Chicago.
Did you actually go say hi?
I was standing around there talking to him for a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
Was he pleasant enough?
Yeah, he was nice.
Right.
I mean, we didn't talk to him all night.
Right.
He's got shit to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I always feel that way.
But he took the time to, like, speak to us. He wasn't like, yeah, whatever, fuck off.
Right. I always feel that somebody's out. Like, you see somebody famous out, that it's their day off. That's why they're out.
Yeah.
Like, me and Lisa one day were in Tiffany's in the city, and saw a lady from the Food Network, blonde hair, spiky hair, Ann, I think her name was, right? And Lisa's like, is that the lady from Food Network? I'm like, yeah. She goes, should we go say hi? I'm like, no, it's her day off. And she was like, thank you. She heard enough to go, thanks.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the one, when I lived in L.A., I was at the food store, and at Weird Al was right next to me, like, coming down the aisle, and I was coming up.
Okay.
And Lisa was like, oh, my God, that's Weird Al. And he's like, and I'm like, he's like, how you doing? Like, he was kind of cool about it, but it was just like, it's his day off. He's food shopping.
Yeah,
he's not food shopping because that's who he is.
Right.
It's food shopping because he has to.
He's not buying weird food.
No. He's not buying it. Maybe he's buying it for research material
He's fat.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe he's getting research material for his next song.
Could be.
Plums or something or whatever. I don't know. I didn't look in the basket. But, yeah, I mean, but like I said, they're vessels. They turn into the thing.
Yeah.
And maybe like that, like Brando, a switch broke.
Mm-hmm.
And he went cuckoo.
Most of the actors that I've met that were, like, not famous people, odd people.
Right?
Yeah.
Trying to be actors. Or small role actors. Dead hooker number 4. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bit parts.
Yeah, and even some of them that had, like, whatever, walk-on parts to
It's got to be a
a
crazy
show like CSI or something like that. They all have, they're just odd people. Right. They're odd.
Is it odd because they think that weird thought, like, I should be famous, so I'm going to act like I'm, you know what I mean? Like, they don't know how, they're trying to act like something that they're not. Like,
Maybe they don't have, like you said, they don't have a personality. Everything's an act.
Right.
Maybe it's all an act.
But they're not that whatever factor to make them famous. Make them, you know what I mean? Everybody who you see that you know is famous has a thing, right? They got an X factor. Tom Cruise. None of them, I mean, there's always the rumor maybe some of them bought in with the devil, but that's a whole nother issue.
Right.
But they have something.
Or the casting couch.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
Right.
And if you did hit the casting couch and you got beyond it, then that was how you got your foot in the door.
Right.
That was your America's Got Talent.
Mm-hmm.
That was your talent.
Sure.
That they can put that on
the
TV.
Judges passed you.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah. You couldn't put that talent on TV.
No.
So yeah, but I mean, most people that are famous, most people that are actors have a thing. They got the X factor. You know, I talk about all the time with my buddy Bill that even bands that are terrible that were signed, they had something to get signed.
Yeah, I mean, something happened, right?
Right. Some of it is dumb luck, sure, but maybe you guys caught up in a wave. Like, I'm sure there was a pile of bands we never heard of that bombed out of Seattle.
Sure.
There's probably a pile of them that never made it past that demo stage. You know what I mean? Got canceled, shelved, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's one way to get it, but I'm sure that... But
I mean, there's lots of bands that are popular that I don't like that are huge.
They had something.
For somebody.
Right.
But then again, doing pianos.
Right. They
So
had nothing for anybody.
Somebody was liking it.
Do you think
they got hired?
Maybe they got back. Like, maybe it's like assless chaps. So we say assless chaps, like, or whatever. Your friend didn't tell
All
you.
chaps are assless.
Right. But the thing is that you don't always leave the house assless. You should put them over your jeans.
Okay.
So you put on your assless chaps with no pants on, and you walk out, and nobody tells you, why did you wear your pants with the chaps? Because I look good. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like that false sense.
I think you would know.
You would know. You'd feel the breeze.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Do you think like Dueling Pianos went back on the break? Like, we killed it. Like, they don't know that they're not.
They're high-fiving each other back there.
That was awesome, right? Did you feel it? I felt it.
There's got to be a little bit of delusion in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
To think, hey, this is good enough to get a gig with.
Right. Look at us.
And they got the gig, so
Right.
it was.
Right.
To somebody.
Or maybe they got done. They're like, hey, thank your Uncle Bob for getting us in here.
Yeah.
These rooms don't know what we're doing.
Situated,
Get your-
and we're back.
Get your balls and everything. See,
Yeah.
dude,
It's kind of weird being sober and doing this.
you having fun being sober?
No.
Well, now you know.
Well, I got a sinus infection, so my head hurts.
Right.
But
Well, yeah, maybe booze is the answer.
it could be. Could be.
It's the answer to a lot of things.
If I didn't have to go into work tonight, I probably would.
Boozed it up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Couple cocktails.
Little bit.
Dude, you got to get away from that fucking work that much. I think that's stuff to pay for, but
Always.
yeah, I know.
Always.
Oh, dude, speaking of that, that's funny how you do that. Not that you could read what I write, because it's hieroglyphic.
Okay.
What is the fascination with people in drug cartel leaders like Pablo Escobar and all that? Like-
Same thing like the Manson thing. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I don't either. Like, I went into this weird thing because I was watching something on Vice or something. It was like a drug thing, right? I'm like, this guy was making money hand over fist, like $1 million a day or some horse shit.
Right.
Could have been less, could have been more. I don't know. Having to bury bricks of money. Like, what is the point of that? Being the most famous drug dealer in the world, but you can't use the cash. Oh, I know what
Oh,
sparked
he
it.
used the cash?
Sometimes. But
Sure.
But you didn't use it like...
I don't think he could use it all. It was just coming in so fast.
But you also couldn't use it just to go to hop on a plane to England. Say you want to spend a month in England.
Yeah, I don't think you could just
Right.
gallivant around the world.
I know what sparked it, though, now. What sparked it was...
He was safe in Colombia because he had everybody on the payroll,
Right.
right? But he didn't have the British authorities there.
Sure, but that's what I mean. So you're living your life in this little triangle or whatever. I mean, I don't get it. I guess you're making money. You can't stop the money, right? Because you're...
Big fish, small pond.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
But there's a lot wrong with it when you're pushing that much drugs. But, I mean...
Well,
that,
right, but he didn't give a fuck. That guy didn't care.
But what started it wasn't him. What started was his hippos.
His hippos?
You didn't know that?
He had hippos before he had drugs?
No, when he became drug man, he had a bunch of haciendas,
Okay.
mansions, right?
Sure.
And one of them, he had wildlife. And part of the wildlife was hippos. Now, hippos, I guess, are pretty invasive. Like, they're dangerous, number one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So when he was killed, he wasn't murdered, he was killed, in whatever that raid was,
Sure.
the hippos were there. Nobody knew the hippos were there. Hippos are out. Now the hippos are breeding in the swampland of Colombia.
Nice.
That's insane, though.
It is.
There's a pile of hippos. But that's when I started looking. I'm like, what else did this guy... Like, he had houses everywhere.
But that's all over the world. Like,
Sure.
every crazy asshole with money brings species from other
giraffes,
places.
whatever, right.
Yeah.
So, but, like, so he's got houses all over Colombia. They call them safe. They were mansions. They're mansions. They're huge, these places. But because I guess Colombia relies on his past for tourism, there's tours, right? You can do a
Okay.
Pablo Escobar tour, see where he was murdered before they tear that,
Sure.
whatever. And like his house is like you could stay in one. It's like an Airbnb.
Okay.
There's one that they use for
That's
paint.
weird.
There's one they use for paintball. Like they have paintball tournaments.
I'm guessing all the paint is red.
No, it's different colors, but like it's just so weird. Like I'm like thinking about that, going like, man, what good is all these millions and millions of dollars if I can't leave? Like he couldn't.
He's not interested in travel.
I think you would
He's
want
like,
to be,
fuck Carnival Cruises.
Why
I'm
not?
going to shoot people.
But he's not doing all the shooting. I mean, he's just the kingpin, right?
Yeah, but he didn't need to go anywhere. I mean, he's got an entire country.
Yeah, but it's not that much
They've
fun.
got beaches, right?
Yeah. So,
Why is it not that fun?
It doesn't seem like it's that much fun just to kind of hang around Colombia.
Yeah, but you could go in style. Why not?
Could you?
As a billionaire that basically owns the entire country? Sure, why not?
I don't
You can
know.
do anything you want.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like when he went to jail, he built the jail, so it was comfortable for him. They had hookers and a bar, and
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
I'll give him that.
Okay,
That seems all right.
but if you're not in jail, you could do the same thing, just be out of jail.
Right.
Yeah, so he could do anything he wants.
But you can't go.
Creates his own world.
Right, but he can't go to, I don't know,
You can't go to what?
apple picking in Maine or something. Like, whatever
Who
he
would
wants
wanna
to
do
do. But the fact of the matter is, if you made millions of dollars legally, which probably nobody makes millions of dollars legally anymore, but they do. I'm sure there's some people that do things
Sure.
on the up and up and makes $100 million bucks. But you can go guilt free, except for maybe getting kidnapped or something. You know, if they know a billionaire's.
Yeah,
out
but
there.
again, we're talking about. I don't know what his upbringing was like, what his neighborhood was
I'm
like,
sure he
where he
was
grew up.
Poor and
There probably weren't a lot of options. So, like I said, they didn't. How many Colombian NBA stars are there?
I don't know.
I'm going to say 0.
I'm going to say 4.
All right.
That's
We could. I'll fact check that for next
to
time.
the Google.
Wait, no, I need
Well.
another scroll.
All right, yeah.
But
All right, so the 4 Colombian NBA players.
maybe soccer players,
Okay.
some boxers, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Baseball?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's a lot of Dominican players. I know that.
Sure.
Cuban.
Dominican.
But I don't like what are the other outs? I don't know.
Right. But you never got out. You just became the top of your food chain. But now you're hunted. Everybody wants to kill you or
Right,
arrest
but I'm
you.
saying when you're in that position, you only got so many choices, right? So you can't be rich guy in Colombia unless you're
that.
doing some kind of illegal shit.
And probably the sports rich guys don't come back to Colombia that often. Like if you grew up dirt poor in Colombia,
Maybe.
I bet you some will send money.
Mhm.
Here's from me to you guys for, build yourself
I'm
some
sure they're
new
all
huts or whatever.
they're all like friends of the back in that, let's say back in his days,
Okay.
right? If you were like if you were on the national team, he probably knew you all. You probably all went to Escobar's house
Right.
and you became his buddy and just hope you didn't do something to piss him off, right?
Right. Like lose.
You did what you could. He probably built them a nice facility to work out in and all this shit.
Right. And I'm sure he
Yeah.
would have no problem
Right.
cutting your head off if you lost.
There's that.
I mean, the Iranians like to do that
To the soccer team that loses?
when they lose. Yeah.
But-
They fear for their lives.
But are there ever any good?
I would think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
Soccer's a stupid sport. Everybody should be good at it. Kick a ball down the
There
thing.
can be only one.
The hardest part of soccer is being able to breathe.
Yeah, it's a lot of running.
Yeah.
You got to be in
It's a
serious
gigantic.
shape.
It's
Yeah.
a gigantic field.
Yeah, and you just run the whole time.
Right. It's
Yeah.
big. It's bigger than a football field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's real wide, too.
Yeah. So except for that, really.
Yeah. You definitely got to be a cardio machine.
Right. But I mean, well, that's probably where it ends. I
But
mean,
it doesn't make sense to...
you got to shuck and jive a little with the ball or whatever.
I mean, I could see if you were like the guy in... I don't know who's won the most World Cups. I don't follow it. So I'm going to say Brazil. Because it sounds like it could be plausible, right?
I'm going to say. I don't even know what other
I'm sure
countries in the World
England's
Cup.
won a few. France has won a few.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
Did
I don't
we?
watch.
Did we ever win any World Cups? I doubt it.
I doubt
We're
it.
late to the game at soccer.
It's not our thing,
Right.
right?
On the violence.
Unless we import players from somewhere else.
Do you ever think that's funny?
I think a lot of things
we
are
are
funny.
we are a less violent country than those countries. However, our sports have to be more violent.
No, John, we're so violent. Don't you
We're not.
understand
They
how
think they
violent-
are. We're not. 400 million guns and 14 people. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
We're talking about skewing facts.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that it's a dumb sport. That's why we don't play it. So we we leave it for other people to play it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but if your team has no history of winning,
Right.
you can't blame them for not winning,
Sure.
right?
Right.
If your team has a history of winning and then they start losing, then I could see maybe taking off a finger or two.
But do you think I'm rich? I got rich by being crazy, and I'm going to build you this.
I don't think crazy people think.
Sure.
I think crazy people just crazy.
They just do.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So
I think when people think about someone who is off in some way, they always get confused and they say, I don't understand how that person didn't do this in that situation. It's because I don't think that even enters their head
sure.
to do the correct thing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even.
Trust me, I get
Yeah.
the looks from you and Lisa when we have some conversations at dinner. So I know. I know the look.
Yeah.
But I mean, all right, so
You better hope I don't start keeping tally of the crazy shit you say and bring a scroll for that.
yeah, that thing would just go across the room.
Yeah, it would fucking knock out the wall
Be
when
like
I threw it.
like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, here, so all right, so yeah, you're obviously mentally crazy because you're Pablo Escobar. So you in your head, you're like, I'm building you this. You owe me a World Cup. And then
It
when
doesn't really work like that.
you don't deliver,
But then again, if he is crazy,
he's not
yeah.
thinking of it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, you get down this crazy rabbit hole of all the money. Like they spend money to do the illegal thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then they can't take the money and do something else. They just have to pour it into doing more illegal stuff. Like they found a sub. They build submarines. These people.
Yeah, for transporting, right?
And they found one. I don't know how many years it's been underwater.
Mm-hmm.
It's filled with cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
They said it's probably $50 million between the sub and the cocaine.
Okay.
Maybe. I think that's right. Whatever.
Sounds like a good number.
So once word got back that
Scroll to come later.
yes.
Sure.
So once that submarine broke, the first thing they probably did was start building a new submarine to transport the cocaine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So till they finally get the cocaine across safely, and then they get their pile of money, but then they can't do nothing besides, run under the cover of darkness to your next house.
I don't think they have to run anywhere.
Until the country they're in has had enough, and then the Americans are allowed to come in and take them out. I mean, the war on drugs is stupid. That's never gonna win. It's never gonna end.
Are we still talking about Escobar
Yeah.
being in Colombia?
Yes, but we went in. That's how we got him, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he was really worried about it. I don't think people like that worry about
Being murdered, being taken out.
I think at some point you just have to walk around like you're invincible,
Okay.
so people stay in fear.
Sure, fear is a big motivator.
Because they're like, oh, the Americans are here and they're everywhere, and he just walks around like he doesn't give a shit.
But I don't think he walks around. I think he hides.
I don't know.
Well, like the other guy. What's the other guy's name? The one that's in jail now? Who's the other big one?
El Chapo?
Yeah. Like, they have him breaking out of
That tunnel?
prisons.
That's great. Did
Those
you ever see
tunnels-
that video?
Yeah.
The video?
That tunnel's the same with the motorcycle on a rail.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys could be
great.
working for good. You made a tunnel under a prison.
I don't know.
Like,
It's like, you ever hear of those scams that people do with like asphalt coating and stuff like that? Like
Right.
they cut it with half water
Mhm.
and then they spread it all over your
yeah, they fit it out.
driveway.
Yeah.
What are you really making on that?
Just, I guess,
Dumb. Like half of a 55-gallon drum? What's that, like $200?
I mean, was
You made $200. You still have to spread that shit out in the summer. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
maybe it was
to
just
me.
a thrill of the kill. I got
That's
one
what I'm
over.
saying. It's dumb. And then you hear about the chimney sweep where they just kind of bang a paint can around like they're cleaning out
I
your
never
chimney.
heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're cleaning out your chimney, but they're really not.
That's
Like,
awesome.
What are you getting out of that? $75?
Right.
Like,
Just the thrill of the scam. The thrill
it's
of getting
it's
one
just
over.
dumb. It's fucking dumb.
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
You might as well sell cocaine and get a sub and build your own jail full of hookers and whatever.
Now you're swaying me. Sounds like a good idea.
I'm just saying.
All those things sound great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. You're an evil villain. You're in your lair. I mean, granted, I would think at some point he probably thought about, well, I probably have enough money just to overthrow the American government, which is foolish. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't think so.
but I think he was buying elections in Colombia and stuff.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot more to
I-
buy an election here, though.
Oh, of course.
We have a much bigger economy, so
Sure, but he's got a lot of money.
I don't think he has that much.
Well, he doesn't need anything now, but those
Had that much.
right. But those El Chapo things were crazy. It's like,
But I don't think they think like that either.
no,
'Cause he's not looking to run governments. He's just looking to buy governments so he could run his product.
but I think, if I remember correctly, could be wrong. Escobar did run for office.
But he did that just so he could not get caught with his business, right?
Yeah, but they already knew what he did.
Yeah, but he's a crazy person.
I know, but how
Yeah.
come you didn't be like, okay, hey Pablo, show up at the first debate, and then they arrest him? Well, they would probably blow up the building if they arrested him, right?
I guess.
Well, I mean, they go a little crazy when the kingpin is captured.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have there's a lot of collateral damage. But I mean, like, who thinks like that other guy who kept escaping, El Chapo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't you, as a guy who builds a jail, just drive around a mile and say like, this weird shack in the middle of nowhere, maybe we should tear that down, just in case.
Yeah.
Or if there's people in it, like, who actually live there, let's relocate them for free and then tear it down. Like, that's like that. That's precision to build a tunnel to get a guy out of the bathroom of his cell, and unbelievable. Obviously, there's a lot of inside help, right? But
That's why nobody finds that shack.
right, I guess so.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. But that's what your money is spent on. I'm building a tunnel to get me out of jail. A cool
Not
tunnel.
all of it.
A chunk of it, I'm sure, right? What do you think? The labor's cheap?
Yes.
What about the motorcycle? All right, what do you think he's in for? Give me a number. 200 grand?
I guess.
Ballpark.
Yeah. They don't get paid like they get paid here.
You don't think $1 million, $2 million,
There's no union.
$4 million bucks to
Fucking
build a
guys with
tunnel?
hard hats and
Yeah.
lunch breaks. Get the hell out of here.
I
Nobody's
mean-
showing up with a thermos.
But what do you think the cost is? What do you think the cost is to build a tunnel to get you out of prison?
Oh,
Put a number on it.
$1,450.
Million? 14.5 million?
No,
$1,400?
$1,450.
Well, that seems a little light.
I don't know, man. What's the exchange rate down there?
I don't know. I'd have to do some research. I mean, but the fact of the matter is that's what your money's spent on.
I think if you paid somebody $100 down there, it's like,
A lot.
yeah, got to be like a week's pay, I would
I was
think.
just- you think you'll get somebody in
I
servitude?
mean, I don't know. I got to look into that also, but
Or do the people that were selected to work say, "Oh, we're working for the king. We're working for El Chapo, whatever
I think
it
it's
is.
part that. I think it's part
We know he's going to pay us."
part they like being in the club.
Mhm.
It's part if they didn't do it, they're probably going to see their kids' heads rolling down the street.
Sure.
I think it's part they probably got paid really well too. To keep their mouths shut.
Sure. I'm sure all those judges and everybody else gets paid really well. Those guards got paid really
Yeah,
well.
I'm sure. More than they did as a guard or a judge or whatever.
Right. It's just amazing how many people they expend, right, when they try to transport drugs, and they don't care. I'm sure they fill up an 18-wheeler full of cocaine in avocados or whatever they put it in.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care if it gets busted. Like, it's not their last amount of cocaine.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
don't only have one 18-wheeler full of cocaine. They got lots of it.
Sure.
So they're like, oh well.
Yeah.
It's a weird game, though. But so he makes all the cash, and he can't do nothing with it. He can't go to Disney World. He can't do anything fun. Can't go on the Carnival cruise. Can't even...
He could build his own Disney World.
Yeah, but it won't be as nice. You heard with the labor. It's not going to be as nice. Walt Disney spent a lot of money on that place. But though there were a lot of tunnels in Disney World.
Were there?
Yeah, the whole place. This is a true one. I know this one.
Okay.
There was a story. They said that Walt Disney saw an astronaut or cowboy in the astronaut land or vice versa. And he said, we can't have this. So he built corridors underneath so that workers aren't up top, so you don't see like a cowboy strolling through the
I see.
space land.
I got you.
And then there's
And
nobody.
screwing up the ambiance.
Right.
Yeah.
And the garbage is all taken out.
Yeah, breaking down the fourth wall there.
Right. Everything is underground. So
Okay.
maybe he hired those guys.
Maybe.
Maybe he called. Maybe, that Nazi sympathizer was in cahoots with the drug lords. Say, listen, I need some tunnel builders.
There you go.
How fast you give me a handful of tunnel builders down to Disney World, Florida?
There you go. Right.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, who built the tunnels for El Pollo guy in Breaking Bad? Bunch of German guys, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't you think you'd want Vietnamese? They're good at tunnels, too. The Viet Cong were good at tunnels.
I don't think so. Just little holes, right?
Well, didn't they have tunnels? Didn't they have the...
I thought they just did little holes and they would pop out.
I knew they did that, but I thought they had tunnels to get around, too.
I don't know.
But the tunnels were narrower because they were smaller. It was for one person.
Could be.
Was it
Tunnel for one.
Yeah, tunnel. That's right. So,
Yeah.
and then they, I guess, if you think about it, then they're all billionaires. They're all in the same club. So I'm sure, he's like, hey, Chapo.
Why don't you take my tunnel over to your tunnel?
Yeah. Hey, how'd you make that tunnel so nice?
Yeah.
Send me a few of those guys.
Yeah.
I'll make you a nice tunnel. Tell you what, you get a season pass. You can make it over here without anybody seeing you. You get the place to yourself.
That'd be nice.
You never know at that point, right? I mean, like I said, it's the Billionaires Club. They all stick together.
Sure.
At that place in the woods. What's it called? The one in California? Where they go in the redwoods and they all hang out.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Alex Jones was there with the secret camera. I forget the name of it.
I can remember the video, but I can't remember the name of the place.
Right.
Yeah.
I forget whatever that's called, whatever that meeting is called.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not let those guys in, right? If they can get over. You can get over in your drug sub, pop up. Because, I mean, we're making our money off people illegally, too. So are you. Come on in.
Yeah, I'm sure he took the sub to Miami a few times.
And hop a train? How would you get over?
Why would he hop a train?
Just got to get from Miami to the redwoods of California.
Oh, I'm just talking about...
You think he took the sub?
No. I'm so confused. Why would Pablo want to go to the redwoods?
Because he's a billionaire hanging out with the Billionaires Club.
Well, he don't give a shit about that.
Maybe.
He wants to go to Miami and party, do coke with whores.
Would he really want to do it at that point?
Yes.
Dude, I hate doing artwork. I do it every day. I mean, if I'm in a cocaine factory, I don't know if I want to do cocaine on my day off.
Maybe he doesn't do the coke. Maybe he just likes to dance. Bailar.
The flambada?
The flambada.
Flambada?
I don't know.
Hey, I don't know either. But do you think he takes the submarine? That's a pretty far trip from Colombia. Or
Well,
Mexico.
You said he couldn't take planes, so what else you can do? He
Right.
has planes, though. He could fly into some random airport.
But they don't even have airports, right? They just land in fields.
Whatever. That's an airport of sorts.
That's where a lot of their money gets wasted, too. They use a plane once, and then they trash it.
Yeah, who was that guy that used to fly for them? He's an American guy from, like, Nebraska or some shit. He had his own plane. He would...
Warren Buffett?
No.
John Travolta?
Oh.
They're both pilots, I think. No, I don't think Warren Buffett's a pilot. But he's from Nebraska.
Doesn't matter.
The one
Anyway.
about the movie?
Yeah.
The guy who was just flying cocaine?
Yeah. That
To
guy.
Miami?
That guy.
And they would just drop it in the water, and then they would just come pick it up. Like, that's probably as close to lawless as we got to drugs, right?
You mean the United States?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, we're in the 80s in Miami where they were just dropping bundles of cocaine and drugs into the water, and people were scooping them up.
Oh, you mean that was the biggest period for drugs in the country?
The biggest free market of it. Like, they were saying they were trying to come down on it, but it didn't seem like they were.
I'm sure people in Florida were getting paid off.
Sure. I'm like, sure the whole state was well funded.
Did you ever see Cocaine Cowboys?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
There you go. All those banks down in Miami,
Oh, shit.
they weren't there for no reason.
Just taking cash deposits, like
That's it.
bundles of cash.
It's all about the moolah.
Like that thing. What did we hear?
Don't want to know where you got it.
No, just give it to me.
There you go.
Like that thing right? What were we? Pearl Art. That box of money broke open for UPS.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Nothing problem here.
That's funny.
Like, and if that box didn't show up, right? Hey,
No, that's not too smart, though. If you're going to scam money, why would you ship it through UPS in a box?
right? Why do people ship drugs through the mail? or UPS. I mean, maybe when that happened, they weren't X-raying boxes.
Wouldn't
as close.
you have a better box?
You would think,
Like a box inside a box inside a box?
right? Do you think you would
Like, how would you wrap it? Just put, like,
bubble wrap?
just some stupid, simple cardboard around a big pile of money? That's
Right.
dumb.
And was it just a pile of money? Like it broke open and then the money came out?
Yeah.
When
You wouldn't have it, like, shrink wrapped and inside a box and then put that box inside another box with, like, bubble wrap
Sure.
around it or something, you know?
or just drive it.
Yeah.
Do you know
Why
what I
not?
mean?
It's money.
Right. It's not.
It's not cocaine,
Right.
right?
So if somebody,
Somebody found money, they'd be like, oh, that's a fuckload of money. What are you doing with all this money? But,
and then you give I don't trust the bank. I mean, you could come up with something,
right.
and they could run you you could run a background check and be like, you got a guy who owns an art store, whatever.
I guess if they could start charges against you from finding money through UPS, then I guess if they found it in the trunk of your car, they could do the same, right?
Right. But if you're a regular businessman that owns an art store, and let's say that money was going to Florida, and you just drove it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh, sir, you were speeding. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. They would look at him and go, he's just a dude. Because
If it's a big enough chunk of money that you're filling up a box with it,
right.
like even like a
small box holds a lot of
small-
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you just like get 3 cars to take the money down?
Right.
Because you can afford to rent 3 cars
I agree. No argument with me.
and hire 3 drivers, and
When I had my
that's
shop.
it. And then it doesn't look bad if one of them gets pulled over. You're just like,
Right.
going on vacation. I plan on getting fucked up a lot.
Right. I didn't know how much money I was going to need.
Yeah.
I heard Disney's
I'm thinking
expensive.
about putting a down payment on an apartment.
Right.
Or whatever.
I heard Disney's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't have enough cash on.
Yeah.
Cash on hand.
Yeah.
Well, when I had my shop in Lodi, we heard a boom, and then shh. We all ran outside. An armored car hit a pothole, and its doors was unlocked. Spilled change
Oh, shit.
all over the street.
Wow.
Nobody ran to pick it up because it was change.
Yeah. How
There
much
were-
can you really pick up?
There were guys out there for hours sweeping up nickels, dimes, and
Yeah, no
pennies,
doubt.
and having to pick them up by hand. Hours.
Yeah.
They had to be out there for 8 hours
So stupid.
picking up change and went all over the place.
Where
One
are you
big.
getting all that change from?
I guess they were filling up machines or something.
I
don't know.
guess.
It's when change was more prevalent than it is now.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you were talking like kind of recently.
no, it was 8 years ago.
Mm.
So yeah, bump, shh,
Wow.
quarters and everything everywhere, and like nobody stopped to like run and grab it. Like when sometimes they get to an accident on the parkway or whatever, you see people running out trying to get money.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to give it back.
Yeah. Now everybody's got cameras. They
Right.
got your license plate.
They see some asshole on the highway running with 2 bags of money, you're gonna be found out. They're gonna get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not getting away with that shit.
So what do you think? We got 50 seconds left.
Down, down, down.
So we're gonna tell people to like, subscribe, do all the things you do.
Do that stuff.
Yes, make it important. And until next time,
TOT!
see you.